But first, guess what else? I have a suspicion that some of the people who catch this little program every week just might have a bit of pull in the Republican Party. Yep. Why do I say that? Well, because they've been taking some of the advice we've been giving out here every week. Remember, 5 or 6 weeks ago, I said, hey, guys, it's fine to talk about Trump and the raid on Mar-a-Lago, but if you don't hammer big-time concerns like crime and the economy, you're only going to get the true believers coming out to the polls on the day. And guess what? I reckon the Republicans have been listening, because you know what? They have been hammering the core issues and picking up votes along the way. Here's Nancy Mace in South Carolina tying her Democrat opponent to Joe Biden's failing American economy.
But I'm going to give him a failing grade. Look at inflation, look at the cost of gas, the cost of groceries, the cost of rent. Everything is skyrocketed, and he'll tell you that inflation just doesn't exist.
And here's Dr. Mehmet Oz campaigning for Senate in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania has become ground zero for fentanyl deaths. We're number 3 in the nation. Wow. We have the largest open-air drug market in Philadelphia. You go for blocks and blocks and only see addicts with needles sticking out of their bodies, and we're farming homelessness.
Here's J.D. Vance in Ohio sticking it to his opponent in that state's Senate race.
He says that I believe the tax cut is a gimmick. I think a tax cut's a great idea, but when you propose it, Tim, it is a gimmick, because in your time in Congress, you voted to raise taxes $6.7 trillion, 113 times, and just a few weeks ago, in the Inflation Reduction Act itself, it raises taxes by $20 billion on working people in this state.
Hilariously, this now has some Democrats on the run, most particularly Arizona Democrat Katie Hobbs, who's running for governor and is also now running away from the press, ducking and weaving like a prize fighter to avoid her opponent, Republican Kari Lake. She's even hiding in freight elevators.
We tried to get comment from Hobbs after her solo PBS interview, but she wasn't available.
Indeed, as Republicans get smart and hammer bread and butter issues like these, Democrats are now reduced to repeating their mantra that there should never be any restrictions on abortion, and that the real problem with crime is that too many people are in jail. This is why you are starting to see stories like this one about Democrats getting ready to point the finger at each other if it all goes wrong in a couple of weeks. We also saw this week Barack Obama telling his fellow Democrats they need to get their heads out of their own donkeys.
People just want to not feel as if they are walking on eggshells, and they want some acknowledgement that life is messy and that all of us at any given moment can, say things the wrong way, make mistakes.